Hey friends and family, and whoever else watches this, new people, new friends, new family. My name is Amber, for those of you that don't know. Anyways, here's our gender reveal video with a twist. A very interesting yet funny story in hindsight. So, for those that don't know, today marks 27 weeks. That means we are officially in the third trimester and we are moving right along. Baby's healthy and I'm old. I'm 40, for those of you that don't know. And when you're 40, you get extra testing because a whole lot of stuff can go sideways. And luckily, nothing's going sideways for us. But we did have the maternity 21 blood test done, which tells us DNA information such as potential Down syndrome and other abnormalities or anomalies. Hi. I also have a 13-and-a-half-month-old crawling around on the floor, getting into mischief. So they will be 16 months apart. 16 and a half technically. I'm shooting for 16 on the dot. I'm hoping for September 9th. Technically we're due September 25th. But the baby is measuring larger, so a week ahead. But he did too, and he was born at 40 weeks, 4 days. Okay, so here's the story. So I get this maternity 21 test done March 1st, and it takes 2.5 weeks to get this test. Now, I would like a home birth. That is my goal. That was my goal last time. My blood pressure stopped cooperating at 39.5 weeks. I had to be induced at 40 weeks, 3 days. He was born 40 weeks, 4 days. Totally. If you haven't seen that video, you'll see why I definitely don't want another hospital birth. That video is in my playlist. I'll go ahead and link it here just so you guys can find it easier. Okay, so I have this test done March 1st, March 17th. I believe that's the Tuesday. The results come in. Now, because of this test, we're waiting on, Down syndrome and anything else that could go sideways. We can also get gender. And gender, we wanted to know because I need to know if I need to start buying more clothes, if I don't have hand-me-downs or if I do have hand-me-downs, because that's an important piece of this puzzle. So now I want my home birth. I'm seeing a midwife. But in the event that stuff goes sideways, I do not want another ER on-call OB. So I am seeing a Western medicine midwife as well. And the Western medicine midwife is my backup plan if things go sideways in 13 weeks. Or 11 if I have my way. And okay, so this test comes in. I have an appointment the following day, I believe the 18th, at 1 p.m. with the Western medicine midwife. And it is 8 o'clock at night when this test comes in. I get the little My Chart results pop up. Little one. And my husband is out of town waiting to go to work. Actually, he got called for work to come home, and he's usually on duty for 12 hours. So I pull this up and I kind of start scrolling carefully, and I'm making sure that it's healthy. And then he calls me from the lobby of the hotel that he's staying at, waiting to come home. And when he does this, I go ahead and start looking at the rest of it. Now, when I see the gender, and then I'm gonna make you listen to this whole story before I tell you the actual gender. When I get to the gender, it says gender, comma, gender. Why would it say it twice? Why does it say gender, comma, gender? I screenshot it and sent it to my midwife. She says, oh, I don't know. I've never seen that before. The beauty of a midwife is you get to text them at 8:30 at night. So, it says gender, comma, gender. Vanishing twin, no. And then it says something twin aneuploidy. And I'm like, what's all this twin crap? Because what else do you say at that point, right? I'm 40. We already have one. At this point in March, he was 10 months old. I wanted twins to start because of my age, you know, one and done. It didn't happen, so we just need one more. We don't need two more. So, gender, comma, gender. What does this mean? Midwife says, find the full report. So I log out of my chart, which gives you the dumbed down layman version of the labs. And I go to the website. And I'm in the website and it's giving me the same stupid dumbed down crap, except this time it's giving me the side-by-side of the last one and the current one. And the last one didn't have gender, comma, gender. The last one just said gender. And I'm like, huh. So, and of course, no on all the anomalies and potential things that could go wrong. And, okay, well, cool. Well, then I go find the PDF version of it. And on the PDF version at the very bottom, there's a link. So I copy and I paste that link and I follow it in and it says identical twin gender. Identical twin gender. Excuse me? Oh, talk about full-blown panic mode. 1 second. Okay. So, full-blown panic mode. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? I screenshot it, I sent it to my husband. We are both freaking out. Like, what else do you do when you're 40 and he's 45? And it says identical twins. Now, mind you, at this point, I've already had 2 ultrasounds that say 1. I've already had a couple of heartbeat checks, only finding 1 heartbeat. Twins. So it's 8:30 at night, almost 9 o'clock by the time I find the full report, right? Hi, you're not helping. So, I'm talking to my husband on the phone and I'm like, what are we going to do? He's like, well, let's make sure. We had an appointment the next day. We had 17 hours to stew and plan and not sleep. So, 17 hours later. Now, okay, let me back up. Okay, so we find this out. My husband's got to work all night. I'm like, well, I guess you're not going to have any problems staying awake. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have a problem falling asleep. I think it took me till 2 o'clock that night to fall asleep. It was a rough day the next day. So mentally, this is where it gets really funny. Mentally, if you saw my living room, I have a big L-shaped sectional from RC Willey. It's got 4 power recliners. It's got a corner wedge and it's got an extra section. And I'm like, we got to sell the couch. Because we can't have this. Now I need a hide-a-bed so when people come stay, because I'm 8 hours from my family, they can come stay, and 2 recliners because I still want my kickouts because of my back. And we're going to sell the couch, and we're going to get a hide-a-bed and 2 recliners because we need 2 swings and 2 bouncers and 2 jumpers and 2 this and 2 that and 2 this and 2 that. And I was just, oh my God, what are we going to do? Do I have enough clothes? I need to get more cloth diapers. I need newborn cloth diapers. And I was just like, a million miles a minute till 2 a.m. And I woke up the next morning. I was like, well, there's nothing I can do about it until I find out. Now, the funny part about this, after mentally, I've already sold and rearranged mentally. Like, the living room's getting rearranged. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that. And we just got to change everything around. We got to make more room. I still kind of want to do it because I'd like a bigger play area for these ones. So we go to the appointment at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, backing up again. So Hubs, we just traded in the Jeep JKU in September for the Ford Flex, which is actually pretty fun. It's a total go-kart. If you've never seen the Ford Flex, or if you've seen it from the outside, you need to get inside one because they're pretty entertaining and zippy. At least the turbocharged one is. Okay. We just traded this in. Works great for 3 of us. Plus, if we went to the lake for the day, we could throw the dogs in the back. It's fine. We also have an excursion for when we go on longer road trips. Because, again, my family's 8 hours away. What do you got? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can play with that. So, yeah. Mentally, he sold the car and was getting us a minivan. He had a minivan picked out by the time he got home, like 13 hours later. The Toyota Sienna, the hybrid. And I think it's turbocharged too. So mentally, he had his own rabbit hole that he went down. This is what happens when you get told you're having identical twins. Okay. So, appointment's at 1. He gets off work. I'm like, you gonna take a nap? No, we just need to go to the appointment. Go to the appointment. The medical assistant says, so do you know what you're having? Well, according to the test I took yesterday, I'm having identical twins. She flips to the chart for a second and she's like, I'll be right back. Yeah, you do that, lady. Hi. And so I can hear them through the wall. And she's like, no, that's not right. No. And this is my midwife. No, that's not right. No. Somebody screwed up. No, she's only having 1. No. The lab screwed up. And I'm just in the room going, can we come in here and confirm this, please? So I'm in the room and waiting impatiently. And she comes in and she's like, you're only having 1. I will prove it. So she does another ultrasound and she goes left to right, top to bottom. She's just all over the place. And she's like, there's only 1. Are you sure? She's like, you don't believe me? I said, I don't know. I said, why would a DNA test come back as identical twins? It's kind of a logical question, don't you think? Her theory is that the lab, when they took the paperwork and put it into the computer, that in doing so, they clicked the box that said multiples and not singles. For all I know, they hit the box that said multiples and not singles, and that's what they got transcribed into the computer. I don't know. I just don't. So, someone clicked the darn checkbox that says multiples. And since they did not find DNA of the opposite gender in my system, they assumed it was identical twins of the same gender. That's the belief at this point. Okay, so I leave the appointment. I come out, tell the husband, did a video, the whole 9. And of course, they weren't letting him in the room because of COVID. If you all knew how much I hated Western medicine. I know it has its purpose and I know it has a function. And being that I've already had 2 neck surgeries and a lumbar surgery, and I think there's another neck surgery coming up in the next year because my hands are falling asleep at a different level. Don't get me wrong, I know it has its place, but I freaking hate it. Whoops. Crash, boom, bang. We'll see if I can finish this before something else scares him. Hi, Billy. He's totally his dad's mini-me. Anyways, so tell him we're both relieved. We think, cool, we're out of the woods, right? Well, my friend, who's an ultrasound tech, you know they hide behind each other in ultrasounds, right? Really? That's what you're going to tell me after I just get the biggest relief I've had in a while? You know they hide behind each other, right? You suck. I love you, but you suck. Another friend of mine who has been in the medical field for years and years and years and has twin nephews. You know when they're identical, they can synchronize their heartbeats, right? You suck too. So, this kept going on. This is why this gender reveal is so late. You gonna go play? Because I really wanted to make sure. I had another ultrasound at 21 weeks, which was 6 weeks ago. We've been talking about making this video for 6 weeks. And I was like, do you want to be in on the video? And he says, yeah, sure, that's great. He's like, well, I thought you meant, do you want me to hold the camera? No, honey, I can handle that part. So that's why this took so long. So we wait until the 21-week ultrasound, because that's the one that double checks for spina bifida and anatomy and fully functioning heart and all that good stuff. Well, we get the test. We go to the ultrasound at 21 weeks, which was the 2 weeks after this one's birthday. So if you saw a couple of my gardening videos, we were already back in confirmed at this point. So while he's doing his ultrasound, I say, "There's only one, right?" And he said, "Yes, there's only one." I was like, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes." "Why?" Tell him the whole story. He's like, "Yes, there's only one." So there's only one. We no longer have to trade in the Flex for the minivan. We might still, because people park like jerks and get really close to doors that open sideways. I never wanted to be a minivan mom. I still don't want to be a minivan mom. And technically, because I'm handicapped, I have a placard and we can park in the handicaps, but on my good days, we try not to. So yeah, on my good days, we try not to use the placard, but we have it if we need it. So I don't know. We may still sell a couch. I kind of want a bigger play area for the little ones. So what is it after all of this time? It's another boy. So I get to use all my hand-me-downs, and I get to pass on everything, and they get to wear matching diapers, cloth diapers, because I've been buying duplicates just in case. I actually bought a triplicate of one diaper that I love so much just in case. So there you have it. It's another boy. Too many Billies, because this one looks nothing like me. It is absolutely his mini. And other than my dermatographia, which means my skin turns red super easy when there's no reason, and my toes, that's all this kid's got of me. Everything else is all dad. So hopefully so this other kid ends up with something of mine other than toes and skin. But we plan on stopping because, again, we're old. We're 40 and 45. And I'm already as big as I was at the end of the last pregnancy. There's my 27-week bump. I have 13 weeks to go. I was at the store the other day and the lady's like, "Oh, are you almost ready to pop?" No, I'm not. 13 weeks. Actually, at that point, it was 14 weeks to go. I was like, "No, I still have more than 3 months to go." And she went, "Yeah, lady, thanks. I know." Apparently, when you're 40 and you don't give your body much time to, like, tighten back up, that's what happens. So, hope you enjoyed our little twin scare and what happens when you think you're having twins. And yeah, there's our story. Wish me luck. Have a good one. Thanks for spending your time with me.